Psalm 21 serves as a beacon of divine kingship and faith, deeply resonating with those who find themselves in positions of leadership or under the guidance of a faithful leader. This psalm, attributed to King David, reflects the intimate relationship between a sovereign and his divine protector, encapsulating themes of trust, deliverance, and jubilation in God's steadfast support. In my own life, I found Psalm 21 to be a source of strength during times of leadership challenges. It reminds me that leadership, whether in a family, community, or nation, is underpinned by divine grace and protection. This psalm offers a profound understanding that true power and success come from aligning one's actions with God's will, offering a timeless message that resonates across generations and situations. As we delve into each verse of Psalm 21, we uncover layers of meaning that speak to both personal focus and the broader context of leadership. This exploration not only deepens our understanding of the text, but also enhances our ability to apply its lessons in our daily lives. By studying this psalm, we can glean insights into how faith can anchor and guide us through the challenges of leadership and governance. The opening verse of Psalm 21, O Lord, the King rejoices in your strength. How great is his joy in the victories you give, sets the stage for a celebration of divine strength and victory afforded to the King. This expression of joy and gratitude towards God's deliverance is a powerful reminder of the source of true strength in leadership. It emphasizes that achievements and successes are not merely the result of human effort, but are gifts from God. Verses 2 and 3 continue to explore the themes of divine favor. You have granted him the desire of his heart and have not withheld the request of his lips. These lines highlight the responsive nature of God to the prayers and desires of the faithful. They suggest a personal relationship with God where the desires of a righteous heart are aligned with divine will, leading to their fulfillment. The third verse, you came to greet him with rich blessings and placed a crown of pure gold on his head, uses the imagery of a coronation to symbolize the tangible acknowledgement of God's favor. This not only reinforces the idea of divine endorsement, but also the ceremonial aspect that links kingship with God's approval and support. Such imagery serves as a reminder that all earthly authority should seek divine blessing and guidance. In verses 4 to 6, the psalm shifts focus from immediate blessings to the promise of eternal life and enduring joy. Verse 4, he asked you for life and you gave it to him. Length of days forever and ever speaks to the ultimate gift of life that God can grant. This is not just a temporal life, but an everlasting, suggesting that the faithfulness of the King aligns with the eternal nature of God's promises. Verse 5 continues, through the victories you gave, his glory is great. You have bestowed on him splendor and majesty. Here, the psalmist acknowledges that the victories and the resulting glory are not merely for personal gain, but are manifestations of God's splendor and majesty through the King. It's a reflection that true leadership glorifies not the leader, but the divine source of their strength and wisdom. In verse 6, surely you have granted him unending blessings and made him glad with the joy of your presence. The presence of God is highlighted as the source of continuous joy and blessing. This verse encapsulates the essence of divine kinship, that the constant awareness of God's presence brings joy and blessings that transcend temporal realms, providing a foundation for both governance and personal faith. 7. This verse emphasizes the King's trust in God and highlights the unwavering love that sustains him. It's a powerful reminder that our trust in God can give us stability, no matter the circumstances. Moving on to verse 8, here we see God's active role in protecting his people. The imagery of God's hand signifies strength and justice. It reassures us that God is in control and will deal with those who oppose him. In verse 9, this verse paints a vivid picture of God's judgment. It's a sobering reminder of the power and seriousness of God's response to evil. Verse 10 says, This shows the completeness of God's justice. It's not just about dealing with the present, but ensuring that evil doesn't perpetuate through future generations. Now, verse 11. This verse brings hope and assurance that no matter the plans of the wicked, they will ultimately fail against God's will. It's a comforting thought, especially when we face adversities in life, and verse 12 follows. This signifies God's active intervention. The enemies are depicted as fleeing in fear, showing the futility of standing against God's power. Finally, verse 13, this verse shifts to a tone of praise and worship. It's a call for us to recognize and exalt God's strength and might and to respond with worship. So, what can we take from Psalm the 21st of July, 13? It's a passage filled with reassurance of God's justice, protection, and the importance of placing our trust in Him. It ends with a powerful call to worship, reminding us to always exalt God's strength, though. Thanks for joining me in this deep dive into Psalm 21. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you found this helpful. See you next time.